Right, thank you everyone for coming on the call. Mick sends his apologies. He had a couple of people to sign up and he couldn't get them to do it in any other time. We know that happens. What we're going to home in on this morning, do you remember Tom brought to the fore how he was having quite a lot of success in sending out a voice message to someone? So people started to realise this Tom actually isn't a robot, he's a real person. And I was like, yeah, I know it's hard to believe, guys, but come on, yeah, he's not all bad. And anyway, after that, I spoke to Janet and Tom, and Janet's got one of her team who's doing it, and I'm doing it. We've now taken it to the next level, and we actually send out, it's got to be a very short message on a video. So if I send out the first message, for example, something like, hey, Karen, great to connect with like-minded people. I see we share some mutual friends on social media. I call them the usual suspects. Hee, ha, ha. Thanks. Take care. Ron Palmer, Crypto Geek. Boom, 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 boom. There's so many ways that you can handle it because we've got to get to know people, haven't we? If I get someone in the past, you guys have heard me say, if I get someone who's seen your message and haven't replied, I play with them, don't I? I either say, come on, David, you can respond. Us Brits don't bite, and that makes them laugh, or they'll tell you to bog off, or I might say, hey, David, have you made your first million yet, or are you like me, still in the queue? And David will pick up on that, and he might say, yeah, I'm further back than you in the queue, Ronnie boy. So what we do now, we've changed that, and we started sending out a short video. And it's a very clip one, because if you have it over a minute, people will lose the will to live. Unless Tom's got one, which he might have, Janet's going to show us her video, and she's going to show me. You can make it personally and do one for each person. I don't know what Janet does, she'll tell you, but for me, I just sent one. Well, you'll hear mine in a minute. Hey, great to connect with you recently, and you'll hear mine in a minute. So, Janet, over to you.
Okay. To mine, this is going out to somebody that I've not even connected with at all. This is like I would normally send out the welcome message. I've gone completely cold and straight in.
Oh, so you're going out with this one, and you don't. This is actually.
I don't even do a warm up. No.
This is replacing the first message that we'd all send out, Janet.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Straight in.
Go for it.
Oh, hang on. I've got to share sound. Hang on. I've forgotten to share the sounds. Oh gosh, right, hang on a second. Okay, let's take it back.
Off you go.
Good evening, Claire. It's Janet here from the UK. I've checked your profile out and I see that you and I are like-minded people. You like making money online, and so do I. I think that classes us as a couple of entrepreneurs. Anyway, I've got this great opportunity that I've been doing since July 2020, and it's meant I've quit my job. If you're interested in knowing what I do, connect with me. I'll happily jump on a Zoom call and just show you around my accounts. Look forward to connecting with you soon. Bye for now.
Brilliant, right?
Good evening, Claire.
Tell us how many of those you've sent out, Janet, and what your results have been.
Well, I've been trying to do 5 a day, but it hasn't worked because I've been helping my team a lot with Zoom calls. But I've actually had 4 people on Zoom calls. I've shown them around the account, and I'm now waiting for them to come back to me with when they're ready to fund.
Yeah. So that's a good. So that would be if I asked you how many you had to send out to be able to convert 4 of those videos to a Zoom meeting, what roughly would those numbers be, do you think, Janet?
It was half. It was half the people I spoke to.
Oh, so just think about that, guys. If Janet was sending out, let's even it up, 6 a day or even 4 a day, she would expect, based on what she's already done, to get half of those people, 50% of them, on a Zoom call. I think, for me, I think those conversion rates are off the planet. They are off the planet. Does anyone want to ask any questions about what Janet's done? Or it's okay for Janet, she could do it, but I couldn't do it. Right, Carrie's the first one. Carry on, Carrie.
Yeah, okay, so I tried it 2 ways yesterday.
Yes.
Some people I did the message and then finally after about 10 different takes, I finally got a video together. And I just got a reply this morning from somebody that I sent the voice message to, and I had chatted with her a bit. It wasn't totally cold.
No.
And then her response was, how's that working for you, bringing this up so early in the conversation? And I didn't reply. She just like, what? I don't know how to respond to that.
You say fantastic.
Yeah, I guess I could say fantastic, based on what you're doing.
I haven't had that. They've literally, oh, there's a funny noise. Sorry. Okay. I mean, one chap yesterday, literally, I connected with him. I sent the voice message and he came back and said, when can we Zoom? And he said, can you send me some information? I said, well, not if we're going to Zoom. I'd rather do it one-to-one and I can show you. And it's booked for 4 o'clock Sunday.
Fabulous.
So if I can even skip, I know it's not what we normally preach, but if I can skip sending out the video, because then they can't go and Google it, and I can get them straight onto a Zoom call and tell them about it, then I would play John Kinnear's 90-second video to start.
Yes.
And then I would tell them about it, and then I would show them my account. And from there on in, I let them make their own decision. And so far, it's been favourable.
You showing the 8-minute video then, Janet?
No. I'd rather tell them about it. I've found
90-second one.
whether
It's more
it's just
personal.
luck, whether it's just luck, they tend to believe what I say. Well, I mean, I'm not speaking anything other than the truth, obviously, but it's nice that people are connecting with me on that level. And I've actually had 2 people from the States who have left CFX owing to all the problems that they've encountered, been on Zoom calls with me. I've explained the situation. I've told them, did they want a third-party processor that could run off with their money, or did they want Wasker to keep everything in-house with all the glitches and everything? And they're both re-signing up when we go live in the States, because they didn't have a decent sponsor and they're very happy and want to come back on board. So I felt that was really good, good feedback.
No, very good, Janet. Do you want to quickly show my one now, Janet?
Okay, I certainly shall.
Mine's completely different, guys, because mine isn't personalised. It's one I'll send out to all and sundry, if that makes sense.
Right, hang on a minute. I've got to find I had that black bar drops down, doesn't it? It's a pain.
Yes, it does, Janet.
Oh, sorry, I need to wait for that to go up before I can get into Facebook. Or perhaps I'll just open Facebook again. No. Oh. Here we go. Sorry, I'm struggling here with this morning. I don't know why.
That's the one.
It will be. Oh, anybody got any help on how I can make this page bigger? Do you want to carry on talking, Ron, and I'll try and get this up.
Yeah. What we're trying to do this morning,
the upper right, the square will make your page bigger. Or pull it.
Trouble is, I've got that black bar from
You
because
can
I'm
pull the bar anywhere
today.
you want.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Thank you, Cal.
Yeah, double click on that or grab the corner of your window and drag it down.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you so much. Right, okay. I didn't know that. Something I've learnt.
You've got to put the sound on, Janet, on mine. Yeah.
Sorry, it's still going to be a bit long-winded.
Go on.
Oh, I give up. And we're
Why do you
recording
think
this,
I?
aren't we?
Why do you think I asked you to do it?
Oh, it was here. I had it all here.
Around 5%.
Sorry.
What if you try stop sharing screen for a minute?
Yeah, okay. That might be a good idea. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I can't minimize it now because it's being recorded. I can't do it. It won't let me minimize the screen because I'm recording. Where's Mick Worth when you need him?
Let me see.
You can pull your screen over.
Let me see if I can share my screen and do it.
Yeah, okay, Ron. Might be quicker.
Hold on.
Hang on, I'll stop sharing if you're going to share.
Yeah, okay. Right, here we go. Oh, crikey.
You can tell who's technical amongst us, can't you?
Oh, God. Just,
Oh dear.
hold on, I've got it now. Let's get Facebook up.
We can't all be good at everything, can we?
Some of us can't be good at anything. Right, let's have a look. Hold on.
They're down a bit. There you go. Down to the next one, Ron. Down to the next one. That's it.
There we are. Hold on.
It's in there.
Let's go back. Oh,
No,
is
go
that
back
it?
further. Go back. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, happy days. Share your sound. Don't forget
Now,
to
how
share
do I
your
do that
sound.
again, Janet? How do I
Go-
do the sound?
The black bar at the top and go to more and then share sound. The black bar
More.
at the top of your screen, more, and come
Share
down. to
sound.
share
Yeah,
sound.
I've done that.
Okay.
Right. Hold on.
Take the little cross off at the end. You've got a little
Yep.
cross. There you go. Take that off.
Around the block and had more failures than success. In fact, someone told me recently to enjoy success, you have to have endured many years of failures. That's certainly the case. That's certainly the case with me. In fact, I'm quite pleased that a good friend.
Sorry, Janet. Right, let's start again.
Hey, great to connect. I guess like me, you've probably been around the block and had more failures than success. In fact, someone told me recently to enjoy success, you have to have endured many years of failures. That's certainly the case. That's certainly the case with me. In fact, I'm quite pleased that a good friend of mine cared enough about me, about 14 months ago, to share a program with me that pays me in excess of 5% a week and has been doing so consistently for the last 14 months. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, let me know in a message and I'll share some information. If not, I wish you all the best. You have a good day now.
So, that. Whoops,
It's okay. You're back, Ron.
I can't. How do I turn it off, Janet? I can't turn it.
Pause it. We can't hear it, Ron. You're fine. There's a pause button on
There we
it.
are. Yeah, I found it, Janet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the way I handle it for me. I'm the same as Janet. I sent out the last 2 days, I sent out 6 voice messages and 4 picture videos. And I've got 4 people to speak to, and I've already got 2 of them who are going to join. So there's no doubt about it. This style of doing it does seem to work, Janet, doesn't it?
It does. You are nervous to start with, you know, and what are you going to say, and get a bit tongue-tied, but it becomes natural, like the posting does. I mean, it was all a bit wary when we first started. What do we
Yeah, of
say?
course we were.
But it just, the more you do it, the more natural you become. Just practice, like anything, coming out your comfort zone and practicing. With the results that you get, it's certainly worth taking the plunge.
Yeah, so basically what we want to do this morning, Janet has got the list of everyone who made a commitment to give us their numbers on what they were trying to do each week, on what they actually achieved, and how many people they brought on, or how they're going through the process. So if Janet gets that up and just goes through the list at the top, and we'll see who's here and who isn't here. Is that okay, Janet?
I'm just trying to write down what's coming up on chat at the moment.
Oh, right, okay.
Thomas, bearing in mind I've got to dive off in a minute, Ron.
Yeah, that's okay.
I've got a quick update, Ron. So
Yes, Ashton, well
yeah.
done. It's glad to hear you're going to do your own video. Well done, you.
Yeah, and also
please share it with us in the group, because other people will feed on that and perhaps do exactly the same as you're doing, Ashton. Is that okay?
yeah, that's fine, because we've got a few people who ask a lot of questions and want a lot of information. So I thought I'd do one around the back office and just show them, just to give them an idea, because that may push them over the edge, just to make it easier.
I particularly want to do a video showing around the back office, because the company would frown on that. You're not supposed to do that, Ashton.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I do, Janet, I don't think would ever do that. She'd do that on a Zoom call, wouldn't you, Janet?
On a one-to-one, on a private.
You wouldn't have that as part of your video, would you?
No.
Janet?
Okay.
Advice. You do what you want to do, but I don't want you getting into trouble, Ashton. You know
Yeah. So I've done it on a one-to-one. I've done, because it's helped, and I just wondered if someone is reluctant to come on the call, if I could record it and send it to them, and then that would get them on a call. But yeah, fair point. I'll try and push them to get them on the call, or just let them go, because it's too much
Just that
hard
they
work.
could share it out, Ashna. They could share it out, and it's your privacy.
Yeah, true.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think those people just let go. But the other thing I'm finding now, I've been in it a while, is people who have signed up are now interested in building. So this week I've got a lot of calls booked in to help people who I've signed up to become builders, because they've started to line people up as well. So that should help up my numbers.
It will.
People on board,
Yeah, that's what I do. That's why I'm not doing many calls myself, because I'm helping downline duplicate.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's still helping you, because it's traction, isn't it, for your business?
Yeah.
So the fact that you can't necessarily get your own leads out every day, it's still duplication. Well done. Excellent.
It's momentum, isn't it? It comes back to what Ron's been saying. It's momentum.
Yeah.
Pick up the speed, and it just is like a snowball effect.
I must admit, I didn't believe quite how it would take off when Ron told me about momentum. And January last year, I had about 12 people in my team, and now I've got 205. I mean, it's just amazing. I sort of pinch myself every day that I've managed to do it. I did. I honestly didn't believe what you said, because I knew I couldn't team build.
Never
I can do
underestimate
it and-
yourself.
if I can do it and help people, anybody can do it. Believe you me.
Well, let's look, as we got Ashna on the call, I've got her figures here. Tell me about Ashna. I've got here, your target was 10 a day, which I have to say is quite a hefty target. That's roughly 60 a week. You should have sent in the box. I know you've been here since week 1. That would have been about 300 calls. God almighty, you need to stand up there and get an Oscar for that.
It was
What have
10
you
a week.
actually- what have
Before you get excited.
what have you actually managed to do, and what problems have you encountered along the way? Give us an idea, Ashna.
Yeah, so originally I had a lot of resistance and I kept making excuses. And then I kind of came into this group and, you know, with Ron shouting at us all. And the thing was, I realized, I'm like, what am I waiting for? What's the resistance all about? So I did a little bit of work on that. And then I just set myself the intention to just talk about it more. And with that, it got easier. And so now I just
It also
mention,
increased your confidence as well.
yeah, and I just mention it to anyone. So even though I have a target of like talking to 10 people a week about it, sometimes that goes up and it'll just be a conversation. So yesterday when my cleaner was here, I just mentioned it to her and she's interested. Now I hadn't actually thought about targeting her. It just became obvious when I was talking to her to mention it. And
I'll tell you what you did. You didn't realise it. You decided to make a decision on her behalf, and you decided you wouldn't tell her because you didn't think she'd be interested. But of course, you now know that's not your job to make a decision on her behalf, is it?
yes,
You need to tell her it may not be for you, but I think it's worth having a look at, something like that.
yeah, absolutely. So now I do just mention it to anyone. And I think that confidence comes, it gets easier. So now it's easier for me to ping people I know as well and say, you know, I haven't spoken to you in a while and, you know, let's have a catch up. And then I just drop it into conversation. So it just gets easier. It just builds that momentum. That's all I've done.
I find it's not too difficult. If I said to you, Ashna, what you doing for holidays this year? And you might say, are you joking, Ron? Do you have any idea about what I'm facing with my gas and electric bills, yet alone holidays? And then that wouldn't be, well, I might be able to find a way out for you, Ashna. Would you be interested to knowing why I'm upset about the increases? But for me personally, it's not going to have hardly any impact at all because I've managed to find a way out. It's not difficult to start that conversation off, is
It's not difficult at all. It's all in your head.
It's good. You sound as if you've got a bit blasé about it, which is lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, it is lovely. If you're blasé, you haven't got the issues, have you, about opening your mouth?
That's right. And also, it doesn't matter if they say no, you know, because there's always someone else to talk to. I mean, I've got a friend who I've been trying to get hold of, and she's always putting it off and saying, I'll talk to you next week, I'm busy. And I'm like, do you know what? That's fine. When you're ready, you know, that's fine. I'll go and talk to someone else about it. And that's just how it
I
is.
went into my Caffè Nero last week. People who are outside the UK wouldn't know Caffè Nero, along with Costa Coffee, are our chain of coffee houses. Sheila hates it when she comes to me. She sits down and tries to make out I don't exist. Of course, you all know I very much do exist. And I went up to the lady who I know now, her name's Janet, would you believe? Although there's only one Janet Walker. And I went up to her and I said, Janet, I said, what does it sound like, the prospect of you still pouring me my flat white in 10 years' time? And she looked at me quite frightened and she said, you really expect me to be standing here pouring you a flat white in 10 years' time? I said, well, no, I hope you don't. She said, I don't know what I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do something else apart from pouring flat whites and being on just above the minimum wage. But what I do know is I have got to find something, and I have got to find a way out. Oh my goodness. I nearly wet my pants, I've got to tell you.
Music to your ears, Ron, wasn't it? Music to your ears.
I said, take down my phone number and call me. And we got a call on Monday afternoon.
Yeah.
She said, you're not going to ask me to pour you out an online flat white, are you? I said, no, of course I'm not. So it isn't difficult to start these conversations, is it? And I know I've got a friend of mine who just passed away, and he said, Bron, I cannot believe you and I could go in a pub. I'm a West Ham supporter, and all you've got to do is see someone with a West Ham bobble up, and it's your excuse. I don't know how, because it couldn't do it, that you can just strike up a conversation with a stranger. And I do admit it's not easy for everyone, is it? And it will, for some people, take them out their comfort zone. But it's once you've done it once, you think, well, why have I waited all this time? Do you know what I mean, Ashley?
And I get a buzz from it. I just think this is
right.
easy. And also, my goal is to come out of my corporate job, and this is my ticket.
What do you do in your corporate work, Ashley?
I'm an IT project manager.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, you're the techie one.
Not really. I just tell people what to do. It works.
Like moving that black bar at the top of my screen.
I wouldn't have a clue.
Thanks for your story, Ashley. It was absolutely. I'm now going to pick on some other poor, unsuspecting soul, and I'm going to pick on Gabs, because he had a target of 5 a day. Gabs.
So why am I the poor soul?
Tell us what you're doing, and tell us what you think about these crazy videos that Ashton's going to do and Janet and I are doing.
Yeah, look, just in my view, I think the thing with me is that when I tend to meet with people, I find it very, very easy to talk to people anyway, and then, find a cue to actually talk about these, a cue to introduce about my passive income, etc. So that comes pretty natural anyway.
Yeah.
I find it a lot easier and more, as I said, more natural than actually sending out messages out to people. You know what I mean? Because most of I would say that maybe about 75% of the time I've spoken to people about it on a one-on-one and actually face-to-face, they've actually got in. So that's how it is, and obviously that's hasn't been much of that because of COVID. But when it has happened, yeah, that's actually the video. I'm not sure whether I'm looking at that, whether I'm actually pretty comfortable with that yet. I don't know.
Can I ask you why, Gabs?
I just never have been.
Sorry.
I just never have been. I just never have been comfortable with videos. Yeah, just don't know why.
Your landing page video is amazing.
I know. I just critique myself too much. That's what I do. That's just the way I am. And I if somebody was to record me, right, and I wouldn't know, it'd probably, it'd probably look good. But the fact that I'm actually know that someone's recording me and I'm actually doing it plays on my mind. So
You're being recorded, Gabs.
You're being recorded, yeah.
You're being
now you
recorded.
reminded me, damn it. Now
Very good, Janet.
You can listen back to it later.
Yeah, I can listen to exactly. And I listen back to it and I go, oh no.
You're fine.
No, it's all right. No, that's fine. I'm not saying I won't do it. I think when I looked at Ron's and I looked at yours, Janet, a few days back, I just went, okay. I did start with the voice. I did start doing the voice.
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah, I started doing the voice. So that was a new thing for me. So I started with that. I did get one person, funny enough, and I did say she was kind of, I think when I actually if you heard my voice, she realized that I wasn't someone trying to spam her or anything like that. But
That's the
and then
beauty
I had the
of it.
conversation.
I think
Yeah.
so, Janet. I think you summed it up there with one, yeah.
Yeah, and then we did get conversing, which is great. And I showed, I sent her the video. When I spoke to her, I said, "I'll send you the information." Now, the thing about it is that I'm always wondering whether, because a lot of people have come back to me about this, when's the right time to show the video. When you don't know someone so well, and you send them that video, that presentation, I should say, sometimes it doesn't hit the mark with certain people. When you actually speak to them on a one-on-one or actually talk to them, I think if you're pretty confident about about the business and can talk to them about it, I think that, or even just your story itself. I
think you've got to suck it and see what works, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
I definitely think try and skip everything and get them straight onto a Zoom call, because then
Well, that's
you
the
are
ultimate, isn't it? Yeah,
that is the ultimate.
That is the ultimate. And I think that works. It works a lot better.
It does.
It works for me. It works.
And I show the landing page as well then, and how the difference between the active pack and the passive pack. So, it's a good hour when they come on. I do tell them if they've got an hour to spend with me, I'd give them a lot of good information and they could make their own decisions.
Oh, look, the time flies when they're with you. Rather than listen to a video,
it's more
8 minutes. 8 minutes could seem like half an hour to them, even that. So the fact that you're talking to them, an hour goes pretty quick. So.
And if the Zoom doesn't work, I mean, I've had that. The Zoom's dropped out in Thailand, for example. The Zoom kept dropping out. I literally phoned him and we had an hour conversation. I know I couldn't share the screen, but he was talking to me, and actually he signed up without a video, without a Zoom. He signed up. So, it's, as Ron said, you have got to suck it and say whatever works for that particular person at the time. There isn't a one rule fits everybody. I know we try and create this duplication that the first thing you do is you send out a message and then you send out the videos, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, that's right. So, so based on that, but having said that, I've still got to utilize probably a video, and we will, because I've just got together with one of my downlines, who's actually, he does a lot of CRM versus digital content and all that stuff. So that's Greg Beasley. That's the guy. If you know him, Janet.
Sorry, what's his name? Sorry.
Greg Beasley.
Oh, Greg. Yes, I've seen him on the group. Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So he's looking at all the content and how he's going to put everything together on a web page, and
it sounds good.
Just basic. Yeah. But it's based on Char's stuff. Based on how Char did her. Based on that. Yeah. So what are you going to say?
Just don't let him spend too much time putting together a web page. Just get him to talk to people.
I was going to come in there, Janet. Some people try and complicate something that is not very complicated. Why would you change the wheel if it's not broken? I tell you what.
No, he understands.
Wouldn't change the wheel.
Yeah. So he understands that because he understands keeping it simple. So he literally just wants to base it on the way Charles done it. Yeah.
That's good. As long as you bring them on, mate, it doesn't matter, Gabs.
Yeah.
John Harris, did you want to tell us how it's going at your end, John? I know you've had your issues on the internet and so on and so forth. How's it going, John?
You're muted, John.
John, we can't hear you.
The dog was barking, so I turned it all down. So, I'm sending messages out. I'm probably trying to do 6 a day to 10 a day. I'm beginning to think it's probably better to send a little bit less out, so that, because what I was finding when I was sending out 20 a day, I was getting 4 or 5 people coming back to me, and I was spending so much time doing the 4 or
Too
5.
many 20 a day, John, yeah.
By the time I was answering those, I wasn't having. I was working late to do the next 20 the following day. So I was spending all my time sending out messages and replying to people. My problem I'm getting, to be honest, is that I'm getting replies, but I, for some reason, can't get them from a conversation with nothing to do with CFX to get in that direction to go. Does that make sense?
It does. So you're talking about the weather and their life, and you're not getting
About
down
the
to
weather
the
and the
business.
life and what they're doing for a living and how the kids are and what holidays they've had and what underpants they're wearing and so on and so forth. But I can't, and then, you know,
Why don't you ask them how much they're making in the bank?
I haven't gone that far. I haven't gone into too much personal questions. That's a personal question, really, isn't
Why
it?
can't you have a joke?
Well,
you
not
know, and say,
really. You can
Sorry,
say it
Jane.
in such a way that, well, what do you think about the bank interest rate these days? I've had a letter from my bank and they want to give me X, Y, Z. I think it's disgusting. You can sort of introduce it like that.
I've done something similar than that, putting a long text, wasn't too long a text, I suppose about 30 lines, about something with the interest rate that I get from my HSBC bank. And I compare it with something that I'm doing, which I don't mention the name CFX,
No.
on trading. And I've had 3 or 4, no, I haven't. I've had 2 or 3 replies from that, which I was answering this morning, in actual fact.
Okay.
But, I am finding it difficult to get. I will get it right, and I'll get it right, and I will eventually get an idea
John,
of.
you could make, can I come in? You could make a little bit of a joke with people when you want to move them away. How fat is your dog and how many burgers did you have for dinner yesterday? John, have you made, you've heard me say it before, John, have you made your first million yet? Or are you like me, still waiting in the queue? They've got to answer that, haven't they? God.
Yeah, I've got that. You gave that to me some time
They're
ago,
not
and I
going to
have
say,
used that a lot. And I've got
no,
some
I
good.
don't want to be in the queue. You know?
But I've had good replies on that, and I've got into a conversation with going backwards and forwards half a dozen times. But I don't seem to be able to get to move on to what I really want to talk to them about. But,
Go into the next
I
gear.
think what you've got to do then you've got to cut to the chase, Janet, hasn't he? And he's got to put not a brutal message in, but he's got to find a way of finding out. So I might have to say to John, are you aware of the importance of having an extra income stream, something like that? Or are you, I don't know, I'm just trying to think outside the box. Are you in the marketplace for earning some extra money online, but you don't want to say that, you've got to make the conversation more subtle. Do you see what I'm getting at, Janet?
Yeah.
You just got to ask him. You don't want to piddle about message after message. How's the grandkids? How's your new car? Have you moved house yet? Did you enjoy your holiday? I mean, it's got to come to a point where that's got to stop, hasn't it?
Yeah, well,
Can I come in, Ron?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can I come in?
Yes, please do. Yes.
Thanks. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
This is Richard, by the way, guys. Richard.
Yeah. Recent addition. Ron's been kicking me up the backside, which is very good for me. But Jonathan, surely they've come back to you in the first place because they want some more information. So whilst I agree that the getting rapport is keen, but they're actually there to find out something. So I would say, like Ron says, you've got to find a way or pick up on something. I had one yesterday, which came from a fellow trustee of a charity. All I'd said to him was 5%. He didn't like it. I sent the wrong video to him, the long one that Ray St. Clair's done. And all he was interested in was the passive one. But then his son-in-law came along and I picked up. So the first thing I said to the son-in-law was, "How did you get that email address?" Which was Evil Aussie X at Hotmail. So I mean, I latched on. Okay, he was admittedly wanted to know more what it was all about, and that was it. And from that point of view, I got a Zoom sorted on his question. So I think, as Ron said, somehow you've got to latch on to one or two or the third item of conversation that you're in, and just twist it around, and then that's then the matter of us taking control of the conversation at that point.
I'm waiting for a key. When I say a key, I'm waiting for little hints where somebody's going to say something that involves money, and that's going to open the door to moving the conversation on.
I think so. I think so.
And I'm probably not getting that. That's what the fault is. I'm not getting the key. I call it a key to open that door to move the conversation.
That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to open the door to the conversation, aren't you?
But yeah. There's
As
other
I
ways
said-
I'm trying.
As I said, John, all I can go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago. If you're not getting a key, just ask him what
Yeah.
what do they think of the bank interest rates these days?
Well, that's what I've got to do, isn't it? I'm going to try
Yes.
that.
And that's going to try and pull him round to what you want to get him to think about. He's going to come back and say it's absolute rubbish.
Well, you could just send a message. Did you know for the last 14 months, I found a program that has been paying me over 5% a week. Yeah, the one I say in my video, and has been doing this consistently for the last 3 years. Would you just ask him outright? Would you like to know how? Just question mark, If he's
Gotta
not,
cut
at least it
Yeah.
allows you to move on to the next one, John. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly what you mean. Yeah. I think what I'm doing, I'm being too careful. I don't want to push it too hard, so
The
people
fear of
move away.
losing. Some you're going to lose. We know that, don't we?
Yeah. So I think you're both right. I know I'm doing it wrong.
No,
I'll
you're
have
not
to
doing
be-
it wrong. You're not doing it wrong, John. You've got rapport with him, but you can't let the rapport go on too long before you
No,
cut
this
to the
is-
chase. No,
doing it wrong, but
no, it's
yeah,
not
I've
wrong.
I'll agree with you because you're better than I am. So I have to agree with you.
No, they've just been at it longer, Jonathan. It's a bit like
Yeah.
Ron said, that the asking the woman pouring his latte coffee, are you, whatever business you're in, is that what you're going to do for the rest of your life or something?
Yeah.
Pick up on, there's little clues.
I didn't plan what to say, but I just had to, look at this woman. She's earning probably 10 quid an hour. And I can see, we know you've only got to stand on any station and see people going to work, guys, and have a look at their faces and have a look how many smiley faces you see. Because I tell you what, in life in general, there's only a very small percentage of people who actually enjoy what they're doing. And I could see by this girl's face, she didn't have a smiley face. I picked up on that straight away, yeah.
Ron, I'm sorry, my call's just come in. I'm going to have
That's
to.
okay. Off you go,
Okay.
Janet. All right. Thank you
Thank
again,
you.
Janet, for
That's
spending
all
the
right.
time. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Janet.
Thank
Right.
you.
How about Jenny Johnson? Jenny, we haven't spoken to you for some time. Would you like to unmute yourself, Jenny?
Hi, Ron
yeah,
and
Jenny,
everybody.
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here quietly listening to everything.
Okay.
I haven't been doing much the last month because my husband just had open heart surgery.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is he
Oh,
okay, Jenny?
Yeah, he's fine. He had his aorta replaced.
Oh, my goodness.
And so, I've been sort of preoccupied with that.
Yeah, I bet you.
It's coming to a point now where I need to get back to things. So, yeah, but it's been, I like listening and hearing what other people,
What did
have
what
to
did you
say.
think
And
what did you think of the videos we've been talking about, Jenny?
Yeah, I think I must have missed that Zoom or something. I know about, you know, sending voice messages and all that, but I hadn't really heard about actually sending, you know, a video message. So that was kind of new to me tonight. So I'll have to.
The second one I sent out, I got a strange message back, and the woman said, after I sent it, she just bluntly said, text, please. Oh, I sent her a message. She was an Anne. I said, Anne, I'm sorry if I've offended you. Actually, most people find a video message quite a good way of connecting. She hasn't got back to me, so obviously she didn't like it. But I don't think many people would be upset by getting a video message from you. Do you see what I mean, Jenny?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they can see who you are and what you like.
Yeah, we've got a real person here. He actually is a robot.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So I'll have to have a think about that.
Have a think about it.
Yeah. Yep.
Lovely.
Yep.
Thank you, Jenny. Jill Fraser. Jill, can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, I will briefly. I am at work, but
I don't mind you being at work.
that's
Let me tell
okay.
you
Good
about
morning, everybody.
Jill's in Victoria's team. She's in. She's one of our Commonwealth cousins, like you Australians. She's from Canada. Has obviously had issues because we know how long it's taken for Canada and the US to become compliant. I can tell you again, I don't know whether you've heard it, but John Kinnear is already speaking to people in the compliance department of the Canadian regulators, and they're pretty close to putting the rubber stamp on it. And what he did say is American compliance is aligned very closely to the compliance needed from the SCA in the USA. And he said, you can believe me when I say, when Canada drops, America will be 80% of the way there. So I know it's frustrating, Jill, but you haven't got.
I just wanted to say one thing. I was on a call yesterday morning with the time change. It actually made it doable on Victoria's call yesterday. And I was actually intrigued about Andrew's concept of how you can kind of circumvent Facebook to message people. And I'm eager to try it. I didn't get a chance last night.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it kind of allows me to, or allows anybody to approach somebody through another person's Facebook. So whether it's proper or not, I don't know, but I'm going to give it a try this week. So hopefully I can say my goal is to contact at least 5 people this week. And hopefully I have a result for you next week.
Yeah, please report back to us on that. That's very interesting, Jill. Yeah. Thank you.
Jill, what do you mean? You mean friending the friends of your friend?
I'm sorry?
What does that mean? I didn't understand.
Well, if you're friends with, say, a fellow entrepreneur who may or may not be interested in CFX, but they have friends, there's a way that you can, I don't know, are you part of Victoria? Do you have access to her video? I need to review it again tonight from Andrew, but it allows, it kind of gives you another means instead of, you know how I'm not explaining this very well and I apologize. In LinkedIn, you can request certain people with certain backgrounds and then you send them a message. This is one way to do it in Facebook that I didn't know existed. So I'm going to give it a go. And I will see if Victoria may be able to share a portion of that training from Andrew in our group. she probably hasn't thought about it, but maybe she's willing to. So those of us that are in North America have another route that isn't LinkedIn, and can follow Ron's and Janet's journey in Facebook and make it a little more successful, if you will. So I'm eager to give it a go, and I'll see if I'll message Victoria and see if she's willing to either share the whole video or at least that portion of the video with us. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks very much, Jill.
No problem.
Well, we're nearly up to the hour, guys. I think we should, unless anyone's got any questions on what we've spoken about, we did get to 17 on the call. We've now shrunk to 8 because people have busy lives and they have other things to do. So if no one's got any questions, we'll close the call. But if anyone's got any questions, I guess we can carry on for 5 minutes.
One more thing that happened yesterday.
Carry on.
I only sent out, I did my video and I sent it out to just a few people. And I got one response back, and he's a guy that's, I think he's in Bangladesh, selling things on Fiverr, not really into network marketing at all. And he spammed me, and he kept wanting to sell me his stuff. And so I sent him I chatted with him a little bit. He said, "Did you see what I do?" And I said, "Yeah, I did." But so I sent him my video, and then I said, "I saw your profile. I don't really need what you do, but if you're not making 100,000 yet, you might want to take a look at this." And he said, "Tell me more."
Well, that's interesting.
Usually I would have blocked him because he was spamming me.
Yeah.
After sending him the video, and then I sent him some information. So I'm waiting today. I'm going to get back to him and see. And he started looking at it right away from what I gathered. So we'll see.
Yes. No,
So
that's
thank-
interesting. Thank you for that, Karen.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Well, thank you again for coming on the call, and have a great week, and we'll catch up next week. Okay, everyone. Bye for now.
Awesome. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Ron.
Cheers. Thank you.